No, we're back, and the World Cup is on.
Yeah.
That's why we're back.
Yeah.
It's been how many days has the tournament been on for
Well, it's
now?
a week now because
A
it's,
week.
it's Friday.
It's been a week since the first game of the tournament, and that was Brazil and Mexico.
Yep.
No, Brazil and Croatia.
Yeah, Brazil, Croatia. Yeah.
Let's not mention Mexico and Brazil because that was the most
Well,
boring
well,
game I've ever
Well,
watched.
no, it wasn't. The last night was boring. The Brazil Mexico was actually good because the goalkeeper was amazing.
Yeah, to be fair, it was.
But despite the fact that he's coming against it for Fred and Bernard, who sound very much English. Brazil turned to England for that night. Then they also brought on. Then they also brought on a Manchester City legend, Joe.
Let's not talk about England if there are any English fans watching us. Because, once again, England were absolutely, how can I put this kindly, shit.
Well, no, you can't say they're shit because they were performing well.
Yes, but you can't say they performed well and you didn't win.
Well, you say that if you lose, you're shit.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's not really the case, is it?
Well, here's the case, you didn't win the game, you were shit.
Well, not really, because you could have a bad refereeing decision. There's been loads of times where there's been loads of teams that have been good, but they haven't won.
Just because it was down to the referee, it's still the...
Yeah, no, but you're also saying that England didn't play well.
I'm not saying they didn't play well, I'm saying they didn't win the games, therefore they were shit.
Well, that's a stupid logic.
It's not stupid logic, it's the right logic.
No, it's not. It's not the right logic at all. You can lose what you're saying. You lose 1-0 in the 90th minute, and that means you're shit for the whole game. No, doesn't, does it? England have performed well in this tournament, and they've been unfortunate to lose both games. I think the fair result would have been a draw. But still got a chance to go through, so...
Well, there's a slim chance.
Yeah, no, but it's still a chance.
There's a mathematical chance, basically, now, if they...
Well, that's, of course, that's why the chance is mathematical chance.
They need to win against Costa Rica now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's...
They need Italy to beat Costa Rica, and they also need Italy to beat Uruguay.
Uruguay. Which I can see Italy doing that either way. Because Italy have been
good so
on top form as well as the Netherlands, the 5-1 against the world champions.
Despite the fact the world champions have been playing shit. No, Spain have been playing shit.
We can justify.
Well, England be playing well. It's Spain are the ones that have been shit. They're right to go on.
I mean, the goalkeeper, my God, was he awful. He had one job, just one job, he can't even do that. And that's to keep the ball out of the net.
It's like we did in the Champions League final, isn't it? Just like the worst decision making ever.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying, that Spain need to move on with him, and a few of the others, they need to stop playing the David De Gea.
Well, one of the pundits saying that he's loyal to the Spanish keeper, I think they should have listened to them because he hasn't played any football club-wise.
Well, he only played in the Champions League and like the Spanish Cup. He didn't play any games in La Liga.
That's why he wasn't playing to his best, like we know that he can, and that's the reason why Spain got knocked out.
Well,
there are lots of other factors.
Yeah, because like the rest of the team have been appalling.
Yeah, I mean, not the same team that won the Euros 4 years ago, or the World 3 years ago. 2 years ago. And they're not the same team that won the World Cup in South Africa. So something must have happened in Spain.
Or they've just gone older and they've just gone shit.
Tell you what, let's go to Brazil and let's just play absolutely shit. I think that's their logic. I think the team of the tournament so far for me has been the Netherlands. Because they've played well and they almost lost to the Australians.
And that's why they're team of the tournament, because they almost lost.
No, I'm not saying they didn't lose. I'm saying they've been playing extremely well. They've learned from South Africa, and they've obviously learned from the Euros because they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't win. They lost all 3 of the games in
2012.
Yeah.
And they didn't get through. and now they're on top form. And Robin van Persie scored
Awesome goals.
brilliant goal, and he couldn't play like that for United. Well, he did.
But
Doing
again,
a
his
few
first.
games.
But no. What happened last season? He was injured a lot, so he obviously didn't get the opportunity to.
Okay, I'll give him that. But even yeah, I'll give you that one.
We can't say he's been shit because
No.
he scored for 30 goals in his first season.
No, That's true.
And second season, he just had a few injuries, so obviously he's not going to be in form, is he?
and how can you argue against Fellaini then? He's
Well, to be fair, it wasn't exactly the best season to come to United, was it? A lot of things went wrong.
I mean, we bought 30 million. And he doesn't do anything, and he scores for Belgium.
Yeah, to be fair, the national team is different to the club team, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. But you should take international into your club level as well.
Yeah, no, but sometimes you're not played in the right position. Right.
Mind you, some players might have taken that position that he is comfortable.
Yeah, because United have loads of players. But when you're going for internationals, you only have 23 to choose from.
Fair point. And of course the moving away from the World Cup is the football fixtures have been announced this season, and United once again have Swansea.
For second year in a row, but this time to.
We must really like Swansea for a reason. Is there something?
There's a connection.
Is there a Welsh connection or something?
Yeah, gigs.
Or is it just the FA really can't decide?
Just go right. It's the same ones again. Just can't be asked today.
And we got the Netherlands coach Louis van Gaal taking charge after the World Cup
Which I'm really excited about because I think he's a major manager.
If he can produce a form for the Netherlands team, like we saw, then who knows what will happen at United next season.
That's what I think it's good that United are in Europe because I think
No.
it'll help because obviously
Well, obviously we want to be in Europe, but
it's good that they're not in Europe. I think for the first season because that means for the first half of the season he only has to cope with the league and the League Cup, and then when it gets like the end of January or the start of February, then obviously comes the FA Cup. But obviously he doesn't have the other competition to worry about.
No.
And all the other title rivals are going to have that.
There's usually around that phase of the season, February till December. Just like Christmas to the New Year.
Yeah.
That's when you see who's going to be.
You get more of a hint of who's going to be in the title race.
I mean, like we saw that last season with Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea.
And that was it. Because Arsenal started to fade.
Arsenal were doing extremely well at the start of the season from August all the way through till December. And then after the New Year, it just
went down.
Yeah, it's like it just swayed it down, and then it went to either Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, and then Chelsea lost their way, faded out. Then it was down to the last two teams, and that was City and Liverpool, and then Liverpool lost their chance. The 3-3 draw at Crystal Palace was
awesome.
It
was a great game.
It was a great game, but it was the only chance for them to seal the title, basically. It was cement a chance for them.
It was a major chance to make it like very realistic that they'd have the chance.
They make it realistic.
Because if they'd have won that, and because obviously the next day City beat Villa, if they'd have beaten Palace, they'd have been level.
No, it would have been.
Because City played Aston Villa the next day and they obviously won, but if Liverpool had beaten Palace, that'd been 2 extra points, and that means they would have gone to the last game of the season to draw on points, and that obviously means any to slip up from City.
It would have made life easier for Liverpool if they beat.
Well, Liverpool would have pounced.
Yeah, it would have made life easier for Liverpool if they beat Crystal Palace, but they didn't. I mean, who would have saw that coming 3 all at the end? Well, obviously not the Liverpool fans, but but let's talk about the England game last night because I didn't get a chance to watch it. But Suarez scored both goals, and Rooney scored his
first
World Cup goal after being there for
this is his third World Cup now.
yeah. Hasn't scored. He didn't score in Germany. He didn't score
In
South Africa,
But he scored this time.
but he scored in Brazil. So that's
There's obviously the positive to take out of it, and I think
I think that's the only positive you can take out.
When I was not the only positive, England have been playing well in the tournament.
Yeah, they have, but they've just been extremely.
They have not been shit. They've been playing
No,
well.
but they've been extremely unlucky to lose.
Yeah, they've been
the last
unlucky,
two.
so they haven't been shit at all.
But it's a because the other teams have been playing well, haven't they?
Yeah.
Italy,
yeah, so,
Uruguay.
yes, you can't say they've been playing shit then, can you? Oh, for fuck's sake. It's a good job that you're not a pundit, otherwise I'd be saying, what the fuck are you doing? You can't say them playing shit just because they lose. That's absolutely stupid logic. There's no logic in that at all. You just think, oh, well, you're shit if you lose.
Okay, let's take the last 12 months into account. They qualified top of their group of their qualifying for the World Cup, and then the friendlies they played between then and now, and they didn't do very well in the last two friendlies before they played against Italy, and they drew those last two friendlies in Miami. And did you see the last one against Honduras, and it was stopped because of rain, thunderstorms.
Yeah, so like an electrical storm.
Yeah, it's like you wouldn't see that in England, wouldn't you?
No.
Sorry, this game is being stopped for a few minutes because of
rain.
For rain. I was like, just play in the rain, you know.
Get a roof.
Well, it is played at the American football ground, is it? Miami.
Yeah.
So they don't have a roof.
No.
I think they need to learn that they need a roof.
Does they give us some Wimbledon? Does they just put the roof on?
Which side has surprised you so far?
The side that surprised me, Australia, I have to say.
Australia.
Even though now it's impossible for them to get out of their group, they have been very impressive. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually beat Spain in their last game.
Anybody can beat Spain.
They can beat Spain now. You never thought you'd say that for
No.
good, did you?
No, I never genuinely thought. Part of me want Australia to win.
Well, no,
Against Spain.
we don't want them to beat Spain anyway because you like the shocks, and obviously you don't like the teams to win like for 5-0.
No.
That's boring. You want them to be competitive.
No, if
That's why the Australia game against Holland was obviously very
No.
exciting because they're the game of the game.
part of me wanted Australia to win that game because they played very well, but you know the Netherlands are like the second best team in the world. Are they the second best? Currently the second.
Well, I'd say currently they would be, but alongside Germany, I think.
Oh yeah, the Germans have been played it. If they played against Portugal, they were brilliant. I mean, the Germans have something. They have a fear factor when you play against the Germans because you don't know what they're technically going to do. You got all those top German strikers who play in the Bundesliga. So obviously they play very good football in Germany and they know the style, and they play every week in their club side and they take it to the national team.
Yeah, because a lot of them are in the same teams, right? It's very much dominated by
Bayern Munich and
Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, that's the two top clubs in Germany, and they sort of have the same way that the Spanish play when they were passing back and forth, keeping the ball, scoring quick goals. Portugal just didn't have an answer for them. I mean, Ronaldo was considered one of the best.
Well, to be fair,
Currently one of the best players
to be fair, he is sort of carrying the team, isn't he? 'Cause
Yeah.
if you look throughout the rest of the team, there's no one that's going to scare the life out of you.
Yeah.
He's the only one that can. And to be honest, they didn't really give him the ball enough.
No. I think I've said this before, you can't carry a team around one player.
That's why sometimes Argentina fail, because they don't really have many of the
Good players.
I
They're
suppose.
great players, but not
they're not really like world class alongside Messi. I mean,
No.
I mean they have Aguero, Higuain, and
Yeah.
Di Maria, and they're all very good, but they're not.
They're not the class of Messi.
They're not
are
in
they?
like the same class as Messi and
No.
Ronaldo. Are they?
I
So that's
mean,
why sometimes Argentina fail.
Messi is possibly one of the best footballers ever. Considering the amount of goals he scored, the amount of
Trophies as well.
trophies he's won, the amount
He's been named World Player of the Year for 4 times in a row.
standing, and Ronaldo's only won it twice.
Yeah,
No.
to be fair, he has coexisted with Messi,
Yeah.
so it is a bit hard.
I mean, if Messi retired, Ronaldo would still.
Ronaldo would be but by far the best.
Yeah.
He's miles better.
That's the problem with Ronaldo. His main rival for the best football player in the world is Messi. And if Messi wasn't playing, it would have been Ronaldo.
He'd win it
Any time.
He'd won it for 6 years in a row.
I mean, the problem is with England because they got good players, but not world.
They only got
Class
one. They
players.
only got one World Cup class player in Rooney.
Yeah, and that's it. They
He's
don't
their only world class player.
And-
He's the only one that could be considered like a world 11.
give the other players time. They could be world class in the next 5
because
years.
they've got a lot of
Sterling.
young players.
Yeah.
They got Sterling and like
Sturridge.
Barkley,
Barkley, Sturridge. I mean, Sturridge had
Varane and stuff.
Sturridge had a brilliant season for Liverpool, alongside with Suarez, because they have the striking partnership at Liverpool. And I thought Brendan Rodgers has done a fabulous job building that team up, because Kenny Dalglish brought Suarez
Yeah.
in 2011, did
Yeah,
he?
in January.
And I thought, because I saw him at the World Cup in South Africa.
Yeah, that's why. Because I remember going to South Africa. I remember them to talk about him with Ajax.
Yeah.
I thought I was really excited to see him, and then and they started seeing play. I thought, yeah, he is a great player.
I mean, it's like when you see Suarez play, thinking, how does he do all those amazing curls with the ball and free kicks?
He's also very quick, and
Yeah.
because if you see with the second goal, it just sort of comes from him, and he just the legs it. He touches the ball once,
I'd say-
and then looks up and just.
I say
smash it in.
Liverpool are very lucky to have
To have Suarez.
Suarez, because if they didn't, what type of side?
Well, where would they be? Because
Yeah.
if you look throughout the rest of the team, Sturridge can score goals and Gerrard can
Yeah.
dig out of it, but there's not really many else that could get you into the Champions League.
I mean, it's like
teams.
it's like the Germans. They've got brilliant players like Thomas Muller and
Thomas Muller, who's amazing.
Yeah.
You've got Mario Götze,
Yeah.
got Sebastian Schweinsteiger,
All-
they've got Ozil, loads of them
all those players have been playing together with the same manager for the past
for 4 or 5 years.
years, and it's like they kept the system, but they just always seem to fall at the last hurdle.
Yeah, because in 2002 they were the losing finalists. In 2006 they were third, but in 2010 they were third as well. So they always seem to fall short.
Yeah, I mean-
but maybe this time they might just be able to go that one better.
And even at the Euros as well.
Yeah.
They never seem to-
In Euro 2008 they lost in the final. What happened in 2012? Did they get to the semis?
I think so.
I can't remember.
I mean, because that's the thing about the Germans. When they get to the knockout stage, they always seem to
For the last title.
fall out. So when they play in the group stage, it's like nobody can touch them.
Yeah.
It's like they're very fearless, the Germans, and when you play against them, you know that shit, it's the Germans.
They can damage you.
Yeah, they can really damage you on a bad day. And let's look at the African side, because Ghana, I mean, they lost to the USA 2-1. I thought Ghana were going to win that game because they did brilliantly in South Africa 4 years ago, and Nigeria, and I think that's the only two African sides. No,
Cameroon are there. They got
Cameroon, yeah, Ivory Coast.
Algeria.
Ivory Coast are there. And the last host nations didn't qualify for this one.
No.
And I thought they played very well, the South Africans in 2010.
Yeah.
They played
All right.
good. They played good football, but not.
They played all right.
Yeah, but they just, because they're the lowest ranked side in world football at the moment. Currently.
Well, world football, you'd be talking about like someone like San Marino. can't score a goal.
No. I mean, and it's like the same with the Welsh national side. They got brilliant players, like Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey for Arsenal, and yet they just can't seem to.
Yeah, but that's because the rest of the team aren't as good.
No.
And also the rest of the team aren't playing at the Premier League. They're playing like in the Championship.
No, some players are playing in like League One, Championship, and they're not playing at the highest level.
No.
Like
Yes.
Bale or Ramsey, or they play in the Premiership, and he plays arguably with one of the best teams in the world, Real Madrid. One of the
one. Well, one of the top three.
one of the top 3 clubs in the world. I mean, you got like Barcelona, Madrid, Bayern Munich, Juventus, Inter Milan.
Well, Inter Milan haven't been so good for a couple of years.
No, but they're still considered one of the best clubs to play for.
Yeah, they're one of the best clubs in terms of history, but right now they're not one of the best teams in the world.
And then you got Manchester United, you got City, Arsenal,
Liverpool,
Chelsea,
so
all those great clubs. But there's a lot of good clubs, not at the same league as United. They've got lots of history as well. I mean, the one team that really strikes me is Leeds. I mean, they're still in the Championship and they've been in the Premier League for years, and they used to be one of the best
clubs
in the country.
In England,
yeah, and it was like, what has happened to those clubs that go down?
They just fall, don't they?
Yeah. And like when you go down to the Championship, you know you're going to struggle to get back up again.
Yeah.
It was like when Newcastle went down, they just got back up easily.
Yeah. So some teams can because they keep the players there.
Yeah,
but sometimes they struggle to keep them there.
Yeah, it's like Leeds sometimes will probably have to let their good players leave because they want to move forward in their careers. And it's like when you see all those great clubs that are still in the Championship and they're not in the Premier League. It's like Leicester City won the Premier League a few years ago. Not a few years ago, like the old.
No, but I don't think they did. I don't know.
I think they were in the Premier League.
But no, they never won the Premier League.
No, they never won the Premier League, but they were in the Premier League.
Well, they're back now.
Yeah. It should be interesting how they do. Burnley are back. I never somehow I missed Burnley. I don't know if I missed Burnley a bit because.
Well, I forgot about them.
Yeah.
They were a bit unforgettable.
Yeah. I just like saying the name Burnley. It's like very. Why? I don't know. It's very. I mean, Blackpool. Again, they were in the Premier League for a year, and they got knocked out of the Premier League, and they haven't been back since.
No.
And
they've got close. I mean, they've been to a playoff final.
Yeah, they got close, but now they're struggling to get back up again. It's a shame, really, because there's a lot of good clubs in the Championship and in lower league. I think League One as well. Some teams like Watford.
Watford
was Wolves.
Watford are in the Championship.
No, I was thinking about Wolves.
Yeah,
Wolverhampton.
Yeah, but they're back in the Championship now because they won
League One.
They won League One this season.
Yeah, I know, but I was saying that was a surprise because they got relegated from League One to the Championship, from Premier League Championship League One. Now they're back. I was like, they're in League One. I thought they were in the Championship. I was like, what happened to Wolverhampton? They used to be, I know they're not the best side in the Premier League, but they played some entertaining football when they wanted to, playing well. But let's get back to the World Cup because it's almost the end of the group stages now. There's like how many games left? 2 or.
Well, then the round 2 of group games, and then they've got the round 3 in the next week.
Group A only kicked off this week with Russia and
South Korea.
God knows, a ball fest, wasn't it? It wasn't an entertaining
was
game.
Right.
It wasn't.
For Russia and South Korea was alright.
Yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure there was a one game that was boring though throughout the World Cup.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Last night was dull because the Japan Greece was just 0-0. Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened.
Not worth staying up for.
No, that's why I was annoyed.
I stayed up for that. I mean, Fabio Capello is in charge of Russia, and he looks like he's taken the same philosophy he had at England and just taking it to Russia. I was like, Russia are a good side. I'm not saying they're crap. They're a good footballing side. They did well at the Euros in 2012, and they got knocked out of the group stage, or were they in?
Well, I can't remember.
Knockout stages.
I can't remember the Euros.
No, but the Euros were so long ago, weren't they? Like 2 years ago, and
Yeah, no, so it's not as memorable as the World Cup.
no, the European Championships are like a festival for European football, but it's not the same as
The World Cup.
the World Cup.
It's sort of the Euros to the World Cup is sort of like how American Dad is to the Family Guy.
If you want to compare that, yeah.
Yeah, well, whilst I'm saying that
Yeah.
that's what it is.
It's not as memorable.
It's like it's good, but you're not going to remember it for a long time.
No.
But for Family Guy, you remember.
I mean, with the Euros, there's still great football, and there's still.
Yeah.
I mean, with England there, they qualified on top of their group. They got to the quarterfinals.
And they got knocked out by Italy.
Yeah. Against the old nemesis, Italy. I mean, Italy are a good footballing nation. And
Well, they're second most successful in the World Cups because they've gone 4.
I mean, I'd always liked the way Italy played because it's defensive and attacking at the same time. And they're not just some teams play defensive throughout the game, and then they just get one lucky goal. One South American side that surprised me isn't Brazil, it's Colombia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they've been one of the dark horses for
Yeah.
a while, haven't they?
I mean, Colombia, they've got some players in the Premier League.
No, they haven't got players in the Premier League.
I think they got one, haven't they?
No, they haven't got any that are in the Premier League. They got players that have been around Europe. Yeah.
I thought there was one called Rodriguez, so I thought he played for Southampton, wasn't he?
No.
Or I was thinking about someone.
Yeah, he's English. But Rodriguez is English. That's J. Rodriguez you're thinking of, aren't you? Yeah, he's English.
There was a similar name in Colombia.
Yeah. Just because
No.
no one else has got the same name of it.
No, I'm not. I know that nobody else has the same name, but I was thinking I saw it on the screen when they were playing. I was like, oh, right.
There are other people called Rodriguez.
Yeah.
It's either way there are people called Tom Green.
There's only one.
Yeah, well, Colombia are like the dark horses of my team too. My team does because they got a lot of exciting players like James Rodriguez and Jackson Martinez, players like that.
I mean,
and even without like the star player for Falcao who's injured, even without him, they're looking really good. Which shows that they're not. They're not a one-man team.
No, they can't. They can play without their star.
Without their star man, so which shows that they like team effort.
That's like,
which obviously makes it a lot more likeable that they're all pulling their weight.
I think the other team that has surprised me, that are struggling, are the Ivory Coast. Watched them played. Who did they play against? The Ivory Coast.
They played against Colombia yesterday.
Yeah.
And in the first game they played Japan.
And they've won against Japan, didn't they?
Yeah, they won against Japan, but it was a scrappy
game.
Victory, yeah.
I mean, Japan are a good footballing side, aren't they? But I don't think they'll get out of the group. Japan. I mean, they got one player called Honda who plays for.
Plays for AC Milan now, yeah. And they've also got Shinji Kagawa who plays for
United, yeah.
Awesome.
But can I just say, Honda? It sounds like he was born in a car. After the car company, Honda.
Yeah. But you know what his first name is?
No.
Ahan Suzuki. Which sort of like suggests that he's sold his entire sponsors.
It does sound like that, doesn't it? My name is Honda. Why?
Han Suzuki Honda. It's like, are you
Coinc-
sure?
were you born in a car or something? Yes.
Yeah, it is also with these Japanese, and they're both Japanese
Yeah.
manufacturers.
Wait, Honda is the whole car is playing at the tournament, yeah?
I think, well, that's a bit unfair. They got a car. Will we get? Will we got Jack Wilshere? They've got a car.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's pretty lazy parenting. What are you going to name your child? Honda.
Han Suzuki. No, but Honda's the family name.
Yeah. I know that, but I was like,
For think things through.
I am thinking things through. I mean, let's talk about the host nations, Brazil. I mean, they've been playing pretty decent football, but it's not the same side as they were at the Confederations Cup in 2013. I mean, they got Neymar, they got
Oscar,
all those brilliant players that play around Europe, and somehow they don't have the same team that I was watching in.
The flair like the usual Brazil side.
No, they don't play with flair.
Constant flair and
No.
score like good great
or
goals.
excitement like they play in tournaments.
Well, like the Allen in tournaments.
No,
gone
before.
past.
But I think it's because it's they're hosting the tournament. There's a lot of pressure on the squad to do well.
Yeah. Well, obviously that comes into it.
Yeah, but Neymar is probably one of the other great players. He's a young players, 22 years of age, and he's got how many goals to his name already for the national side?
Like for 33 or something, I think. I don't know. Or maybe to 22. I don't know.
It's quite impressive for.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think he's level with like Rivaldo or Ronaldinho already in terms of goals, and I think he's so young. He's already done that. I think
It's like
he's suddenly got something.
if he's young and he's got that talent, he's got something to show for it. Because like most young talents that we see in England, they just don't live up to their
Not really.
expectations. But Neymar, he's shown that he's world class. He plays for Barcelona, and even though he didn't win his La Liga this year, but
He still played well.
But that was a surprising twist that Atletico Madrid won
La Liga, yeah.
La Liga, because it's usually Madrid or Barcelona, but it's like the power of Spanish football has shifted. Like, what is going on in Spanish football? Is it all gone
It's all changed.
topsy-turvy? It's like,
Yeah, that's good though, because
it is a good thing, yeah.
Spanish football isn't really entertaining.
No.
You watch the league and you think, well, it's obvious who's going to win.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, because...
No one really gives Barcelona or Real Madrid a game apart from each other.
No. I mean, when you, like, they hype up to El Clasico, but you know who's going to win out of that sometimes is either Barcelona 1 week or...
What that's kind of case where it's only two teams, or it's only 1 2.
Yeah. And I mean, with the Spanish league, it's a good league, but it's not the same as like most like Premier League.
Well, I don't even think it's that good of a league.
No.
It only has like for 3 games we're worth watching, and that's El Clasico, the Madrid derby, and the Barca and Atletico.
Yeah.
They're the only like 3 games to watch. That's like 6 games of the season.
But the Champions League final, that was a brilliant game of football. I felt sorry for Atletico Madrid. Part of me wanted them to win, but I was supporting Madrid because that's my Spanish team, because I've always supported Real Madrid in Spain.
Why?
I don't know. I can't. I think it's because I might have watched them when I was young. It was like they play amazing football. I was like, it's like when you see a team that you haven't heard of before, and you watch the first game and they play football and they catch you out and you ask, who is that team? It's like, that's Manchester United. It's like, that's how I supported Manchester United. I remember watching a few of the games in like 2006 So like when they had like,
That's just my foot.
I think what was that annoying little scratch?
To Joe from Tom and Jerry's coming, he's scratching a wall with the cheese.
Where's the cat?
Oh, cat's outside during the sun. To Tom's having a day off.
He's not doing his job then.
He's going, I can't be arsed today.
That would make a rubbish cartoon, wouldn't it?
Just in the back garden and just having all those huge, like, the Del Boy cigar just going, what? I can't be arsed today.
The end. But who do you think will win the tournament now? Because the Spanish have gone home.
Well, I think...
England will be going home.
Well, we don't know
We
yet.
don't know yet, but but the way it's looking,
There's still a chance.
the way
Yeah,
it's...
but anyway,
Yeah.
who I think will win? I think Germany will win. But
Good shout.
I want Holland to win because obviously
Yeah.
for Van Persie and also Louis van Gaal becoming United manager, and I think if
A
he
good
comes,
send-off. Yeah.
and I think if he comes into United on back of winning the World Cup, he's going to have the most massive motivation to do well.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's got the motivation
Yeah, already, but I'm just saying,
already, yeah.
I'm just saying, it'll build him up even more.
I mean, when if they should have gone for a more experienced manager early, then David Moyes,
But
really.
Well, I still think it was harsh to sack Moyes after his first season.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It was kind of harsh, but
Because all sorts of things went wrong that he couldn't control. Like obviously the chief executive had changed, which doesn't help. The summer transfers didn't work out because I don't think that they were clear as to what was happening. So he probably couldn't get the players he wanted.
if that was me, I would have given him another season just to prove himself.
To see if it worked. If it hadn't worked, then maybe go.
There.
But obviously it happened, and Van Gaal's our manager.
Yeah,
and
so that's so good, and he's got Ryan Giggs as his.
as a system, which
So
is the best call.
yeah.
Because I think that's a view to the next manager. I think the Van Gaal will manage down until he retires,
Yeah.
which will be 70. So we're talking like
Yeah.
8 years under Van Gaal, and that's 8 years for him to teach Giggs all his trades.
Yeah.
And then he just
And then Giggs will take over.
and Giggs
yeah.
just takes over, and he'll be fine.
And have they got some of the ex-United players in the coaching staff at the moment?
Don't think so because they don't quite know yet what's happening with for Phil Neville. I don't think Scholes is going back. Well, it obviously depends until after the World Cup.
Because I think Ryan Giggs brought back some of his old teammates to coach.
Yeah, he brought Scholes back, and obviously they promoted Nicky Butt.
Yeah,
Because Nicky Butt, I think is the reserve team
manager. Yeah. I mean, it's a good system what United are trying to do at the moment, trying to.
Bring back like the young because they obviously know what United's all about.
I mean, like Ryan Giggs is all. I know he's going to retire later in his career. Retire this year. I knew in my heart he was going to retire because he's played there for a long time. He's won pretty much everything as a player.
Well, he has one reference.
Yeah, to be honest, he has won everything there is in football. And to retire and then going into coaching is a good way forward because then he can win stuff
As a coach.
as a coach. Something to add to his CV. I won this as a coach. I mean, to be fair, to when all those Premier League trophies and Champions League, Club World Cup, and
The FA Cup,
FA Cup, League Cup as well. I mean, the League Cup really is like the Mickey Mouse of English football, but people want to win it, which is strange.
Yeah. Well, yeah, what's a trophy? Isn't it?
It's a trophy, yeah. It's not an important trophy, but it's a trophy to kickstart a winning season. Yeah.
Well, you win it in March.
Yeah.
So it's probably good if you're in like a title.
It's like a motivation.
It's good if you're in a title one because it gives you a bit more confidence.
So it's like a motivation because Man City won that, and they were the first ever team to win a trophy before anyone else. I think that's what it said on Twitter.
No. Well, what, the first ever team to win a trophy before anyone else?
Yeah, but it's like, that's not technically correct. Manchester United won the Community Shield in
Yeah, but that's not really considered anything, is it? It's not considered a major triumph. It's just like a pre-season game.
Yeah, but it's like you get a trophy at the end of it. It's like,
Yeah, and also the goals you score not count as your tie for the season.
yeah, it's a nice trophy of the Community Shield. Nice one to add to your seat. How many have United won the Community Shield?
Loads. I think they're one of the most. But you know what it looks like? It looks like a giant prefix badge. you know, you used to get like the prefix badge in school. It looks like a giant one of them.
Let me just pin this on you. Oh, it's a bit heavy.
Then they fall down that thing where they collect the trophy. They fall down the stairs. Like, oh.
I mean, of course, Arsenal won a trophy this year.
How?
I mean, how? I mean, bad luck for Hull, but how did
Arsenal
won that game? They were lucky, to be honest, to win, because Hull played brilliant football. To be honest, I think they should have won the FA Cup, not Arsenal. No offence to the Arsenal fans, but I wanted Hull to win.
Yeah, I was rooting for Hull.
Yeah, because Hull were the underdogs and Arsenal haven't won a trophy in 7 years. 8 years now. I was like, how under those 8 years you don't win anything? It's kind of hard to take. If I was Arsenal, I would just quit right now. But quite impressed that the club board has remained loyal to Wenger over those 8 years. Because if I were them, I was like, we should probably get rid of him now.
I think you're now taking the piss.
Yeah, it was like 8 years. They were the Invincibles. They won everything up until the last decade onwards. I was like, what's happened to Arsenal? Why did it all go wrong? I mean, I like Arsenal to challenge for Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues and obviously do well in them. I'm not saying I don't want a rival team to be trophyless. Something to talk about, isn't it? I mean Chelsea have signed Cesc Fabregas.
Which is it's the first big to transfer.
Yeah, and all these ex-Arsenal players leaving Arsenal, and they're winning stuff for different clubs.
Yeah, it's like lots of Arsenal players have gone to City, haven't they?
And Manchester United.
Well.
Van Persie.
Yeah, but that's only one. I'm saying lots of Arsenal players have gone to City, and this time Sam again they've signed Sanya on a free transfer, haven't they? Which to Arsenal must have done this.
In the middle finger.
Just like they must think. You look at Man City and think, what's just Arsenal? got Nasri, got Sanya, they've had loads of them, haven't they?
I think they were frustrated because they didn't win anything. And they wanted to win something, but they just never.
It was never happening, and they thought they were wasting their time.
They got to the Champions League final of 2006. I remember, didn't they? Against Barcelona, wasn't it?
Yeah, Barcelona.
And they lost, and they were winning, and they lost on the last hurdle.
They lost the last for 5 minutes.
I was like, okay, that's really bad luck, to be honest. I mean, it is Barcelona, but still, that's
harsh.
That's kind of harsh. I was like, why are you doing this to me? I'm pretty sure Arsene Wenger's possibly got a lot of stress levels of managing Arsenal. Not winning anything for 8 years.
And also being forced to wear that big stupid coat.
Yeah,
that goes down to his feet.
What's the deal with the coat?
Don't know.
You can wear a suit, but no, I wear the coat. Screw the suit, I am wearing the coat. That's Arsene Wenger for you, isn't it?
But that's the French for you.
Well, the French will be doing well in the World Cup, haven't they?
For one game?
Yeah, I mean, they got some good world-class players in their squad. They got Benzema for Madrid. There are quite a lot of European-based players in the World Cup, aren't there?
Well,
most
of them are because they just are.
I mean, if you out of all of the clubs at the World Cup, some of them play for Manchester United, some play for Liverpool, and a couple play for Chelsea at the World Cup. Most of them are based in England, and then you got probably some based in Spain, Holland perhaps, in the Dutch league. I don't really follow European football much, but I should.
Yeah.
But I think the English league is probably the best league,
Well, that's without question the best league.
the best league in the world.
Well, it is like without question because it just is.
I mean, Frank Lampard has left Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah. So
It's like-
don't know who's he gonna go to.
I mean, it's like, would you let Frank Lampard go? He's your top ever goal scorer for the club. Well, I'll say the best, one of the top.
Well, what we know is he is Chelsea all time to top goal scorer now.
And it's like, you let him go. And it's like, that's going to come back to bite you when you need him. And it's like,
Well, they have signed for Fabregas who plays in his position, so it should be fine. But
it's like, where's Frank? Yeah.
but I don't think, and also considering his age, you'd think that he had maybe like 1, 2, maybe for 3 seasons left.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think
He's an unbelievable.
to see it out.
He's an unbelievable player, isn't he, Frank Lampard? And it's like, and I bet you Mourinho was like, "Where's Frank Lampard?" Oh, yeah, he's gone. I mean, some players are coming to retire now. Ashley Cole announced his retirement from
The international football.
international football, so I don't know how long he's got left in.
Yeah, and he's at
Club
Chelsea as
football.
well, isn't
Yeah,
he? Well, is he? I don't know yet. I think he is.
I think Chelsea are starting to hack some of their old players.
So how long will it be until John Terry leaves? Because he's signing a new contract, but only one.
I bet you John Terry is lurking over his shoulder every 5 minutes. I heard they're going to get rid of you. What?
You're going. Oh no! This time it's not. It's not the news of the world. It's something else.
I mean, John Terry's a good defensive player.
But he's a dick.
Yeah,
he's so unlike him.
yeah.
Oh, and also the last 2 times that they've won European trophies, he hasn't played.
No.
He's still got up and lifted trophies. He's like, yeah, get out of the way, lads.
He just basically photobombs. That's what he does.
Yeah. That's why I love on Twitter whenever there's an iconic victory, there's someone always
Plus John Terry, I've seen. I was like,
they're hilarious.
I was like, that's all he does. When they win something, in comes John Terry to photobomb the rest of the players.
And he's
It's
just like, yeah, well,
It's like, what did you do? You weren't.
you weren't here.
You didn't even do anything.
You get to back
That really pissed me off. It's like he didn't play, but he still gets to lift
the trophy.
the trophy.
First.
I was like, oh, what a dick. I bet you think some of the Chelsea players are
Yeah,
thinking,
they're all thinking, hang on.
what about us?
The Drogba in the Champions League final, it should have been him and the Lampard lifted the trophy because Lampard was the captain on the right and Drogba was the hero. You think
Yeah.
that would make sense.
Not John Terry, he was in the back row somewhere.
It was almost his fault that they didn't get to the final because he got a red card in the semi, didn't he?
Yes, it's like, you got a red card this time, you got to lift the trophy. What a bitch. Well, a dick, but you get my drift.
Well, he's both.
And the final question on this football thing, who do you think will actually win it?
What?
The World Cup in general?
Germany.
Germany?
Yeah.
Well, I think it will be either...
No, you have to pick one because I've picked one. That's who I think will win tournament. That's not who I want because I've said that I want Holland to win, but who I think will win will be Germany.
I'm going to think it will be the Germans that will do very well and go all the way. And in the final itself, I think it'll be Brazil, Germany, and Germany winning it and breaking Brazilian hearts right around them.
Yeah, it's interesting to say because on the last series of The Simpsons, they did an episode about the World Cup and they predicted the final and they said that it would be a Germany-Brazil final and they said Germany would win. They said Germany would win to 2-0. I said, who knows, maybe The Simpsons have predicted the future again. They've actually done that before, haven't they? The Simpsons have predicted the future.
I think a lot of stuff can predict the future and they can't always work, but if that is the case, and that's pretty scary.
Yeah, it's pretty scary also considering that they're American and they're supposed to know nothing about football.
No, America. And when I watched the USA play God, I was half expecting them to carry the ball.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What, we're carrying it? No, you kick it. Basically, the American football team are NFL rejects. Can we play NFL? No, you're playing football.
They're playing soccer. It's
Like,
soccer.
what the nerve? They call our great sport soccer. What
Yeah.
the hell?
Because American football is basically, you know, the Super Bowl is. It's the most longest ad break. It's the most longest ad break fulfilled for featuring the world's shortest concert for featuring multicoloured stormtroopers playing sarcastic rugby. That's what it is.
And yet you watch it.
Yeah, well, it's a global event, isn't it? It's like the World Cup. Even the non-football fans will watch the World Cup because it's entertaining. And obviously because that's all everyone's going to be talking about, so you may as well watch it.
Yeah. It's like when the Olympics are, I hate the Olympics, but everybody's watching it, so you might as well. Not everybody.
Well, no, I mean, you like the Olympics.
Yeah, I love the Olympics, yeah.
In the sense that some people just watch it because obviously the reference.
And Wimbledon will be on this week.
Yeah, but I know like tennis. No, I like tennis. So.
And let's hope Andy Murray does well, and not does what he does at Queen's that gets knocked out by a low ranked player.
I know one.
I never even heard of him.
Well, I can't remember who it was.
Funny, he's a low ranked player, he knocked out Andy Murray, but we can't remember his name.
Yeah, I wasn't watching, to be honest.
No.
It was Queen's. It doesn't matter.
Don't move the screen. Yes, that's kind of right. Leave that. And I hope he wins Wimbledon again. I think he can win it again.
Yeah.
Do you think he can win it again?
Yeah.
If he wins it again, then you know he's
He can stay in Britain if Scotland decide to be independent. He can come to us. but if he doesn't win, he can go to Scotland. The Scottish bastard.
kind of harsh, but okay. I think
That's the rule.
Basically Scotland are voting for independence if anybody doesn't know it already. Which I don't know why we're talking about.
How disconnected with world events would you have to be to not know that the Southern Scotland wants independence? How disconnected to the world do you have to be?
They must hate the English
Did-
very much.
Do they must watch Towie to not know that the Scotland wanted independence? That's how thick he must be.
But basically the Scottish hate the English so much they want independence.
Well, Alex Salmond. Not all Scotland, because it's only really his party that are voting for it. Everyone else in Scotland I've spoke to, they don't want it to happen.
So you spoke to people that don't want independence.
Yeah, it says basically just Alex Salmond and his party that want it, but the actual Scottish people don't want it.
I've seen on news some people want it, some people don't. Some people do, and they're allowing young people to vote. 16. I was like, is that really the best way forward?
Well, I think so. Yeah, because I think at 16 you start to take an interest. Because I did that. Because I was 16 when the last general election was on in 2010, and I wanted to vote, but obviously I couldn't.
But don't vote for the Lib Dems. That's all you should vote.
I know. All Conservatives.
You would say, I'm going to vote for the Lib Dems. Pfft, what?
No.
You don't vote for the Lib Dems.
That's lies.
That's a lie. You're wasting your life.
It's a short revolution. It's a revolution that won't happen.
I mean, Ed Miliband, he looks like the type of guy that will services your computer when your back is turned.
Yeah, but I think Ed Miliband will be good though. I think, well, let's face it, he's all better choice than David Cameron, obviously, and
Nobody likes David Cameron.
and Nick Clegg's just shit.
And
obviously Nigel Farage is just
some guy you want to punch in the face really, really hard.
he's just he's just the eagle from the Muppets, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he does have that some striking resemblance. If you get a picture of that and put them side by side on Twitter, I was like, that's funny. I think we've basically done it, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, we were going to do own interpret commentary on England and Uruguay, but I don't think that would go down very well. I mean, we've already wasted 55 minutes of your life, which you won't get back. So don't try and kill us for it. But if you want to leave a hateful comment,
Please do. Yay.
I mean, it might cheer us up.
Oh yeah, it'll cheer us up. Man.
Dear so-and-so, thank you for wasting 55 minutes of my life. Yours sincerely, some bastard.
Some bastard with no life. I'm so angry.
I'm so angry I can just write a hateful comment right now. And then there's just a load of other commenters.
Saying, chill the fuck down.
That's the type of YouTube comments you would usually see. I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
When?
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe plans will change.
Maybe the world will end.
If you say that.
And we'll be doing a post-apocalyptic episode. Saying, the world's ended.
No, everybody's dead. The end.
What's happy ending, isn't it? Bye.
Bye-bye.